Hi, good afternoon. This is Suzan McDowell, and welcome to In the Circle with Suzan, my bi-weekly podcast where I get to talk about whatever I want to with whoever I want to. And as you can see today, I'm starting the show by eating. And it's because we're here with the chefs of the Grace Jamaican Jerk Festival, who is our client for Circle of One. So, welcome to the program, gentlemen.
Thank you, darling. Thank you for having us.
Right here we have the handsome and talented chef Irie Spice. Irie, no spice, right?
Chef. But there's always spice. But
Okay,
Irie's good.
Irie's good. And then we have Chef Reece.
Yes, well, go on.
My favorite new chef. He knows. You know you're my favorite.
Much blessings.
Even though you made my show late today, you already know you're my favorite.
You got called out.
You know when your favorites annoy you by doing things, but then you have to keep them because they're still your favorite. You're one of those people, Chef.
Yeah, at least we have food, you know, so that's a greatest thing. Imagine coming with no food.
I was gonna say I can't really cuss too much because I'm very, very grateful that you went out of your way, and I understand how much work there is because I cook, and so I know for you to make all this food, leave your place with your wife and your daughter, beautiful, gorgeous daughter, and pack it all up and come here and have me yell at you for 30 minutes. I know it's a lot. And I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
So thank you.
Much blessings, eh?
Yes. So 3 Jamaicans on the set. I want you to tell us, Chef Reece. Chef Reece prepared this. So what are we eating?
Yeah, so, it's a beautiful plate right here. A lot of vibrant colors. So this bright yellow you see right here, that's on my flag as well, represent the curry chickpea, coconut curry chickpea. A lot of flavors in this right here. It's good. It's a vegan option we add to our menu at Chef Reece Kitchen up in Davie. We also have the best jerk chicken in the world. I'm happy you guys will get to eat some of that before the Grace Jerk Festival, of course. This week, it's about Grace Jerk Fest, so of course I have to represent with some jerk chicken. We have some nice steamed veg, crunchy. Have a lot of love seasoning there. Put some love in there as well. And then we also have the shelliest rice and peas. You see, every grain is separated. Look on there. Which camera I'm looking at?
How do you make this rice and peas? How do you make this rice and peas?
We made this rice and peas. You see what shelly could have? You see them? Every grain segregated,
Listen.
But segregated, but we got love in there. We just put love in this rice and peas. And of course, our Grace coconut cream, our Grace coconut milk is also in it because at Chef Reece Kitchen, we stand by Grace. We're talking about a company that's over 100 years old. So it's a trusted brand, of course, and something inspiring for us as well at CRK. So, of course, Grace with love.
Well, okay, so we're all born in Jamaica. I was born at Nuttall Hospital in Kingston, which everyone is like, oh, it's a nut hall. Now we understand. It's Nuttall. If you separate the words, it's kind of appropriate. You know what I'm saying?
Where's Nuttall Hospital, by the way?
In Kingston, somewhere in St. Andrew. I don't know. It was a long time I was born. 40 years ago.
Uptown.
When I was born. Whatever. Yes, it was uptown. Whatever. Hate on me. Anyway, so I was born at Nuttall Hospital. And where were you born?
I believe the story says I was born at KPH, right? So,
And where's KPH?
Downtown.
So I born uptown.
Yeah.
And you born downtown. And you born a country.
No, I'm not born at country.
No, where you born?
I was born at the University Hospital at the West Indies.
You were born at UWI?
Yeah, man.
No
Uptown, see you,
All right, we'll have to leave it then. We're gonna leave it.
We just grew up a country though, but definitely born in Kingston and moved to St. Elizabeth, which was, I think, one of the best things that ever happened to me.
St. Elizabeth? Yeah, St. Elizabeth.
A place called Thornton.
Okay.
Yeah, close to Aberdeen. So you pass Appleton Estate, in about 15 minutes you're in my community.
Wow.
Small community, real, locked in vibe with everyone in the community. Like, all your neighbors, walking home from school, talking to everybody. Stopping at 5 different houses before you get home, eating dinner too. So by the time you get home, you're full. You don't even want what grandma made. You don't even want what grandma made for dinner. So yeah, beautiful community, and had a lot to do with my upbringing as well. And now look at me here as one of the greatest chefs in the world.
So tell us about. You always tell a story about your grandmother. So how did this come about?
So as I say, moving from Kingston, going live with my grandma in the countryside. There was a lot of us in Kingston living with my other grandma. So you needed more space in the house. So my dad decided that, hey, you know what? Go live with your next grandma in country. So going down there, my grandma, she was a returning resident from England. 'Cause, you know, Jamaica and England was one before 1962, which are independence. So, you know, my grandma returning resident, she always focused on, you know, growing her own food, you know, her own meals, cooking everything from scratch, more of a farm to table. She have some chicken, she have a few pigs, she have goat, we have donkey. I used to ride donkey with hampers, go to the pimento farm.
What?
Yeah, in the summertime, yeah man, we're doing this long time. Pimento farm, all these allspices that you see, we used to have a whole like 30, 40 pounds of pimento going out every week that we dried.
Yeah.
You know, it was a lot. So it was a great experience, you know, growing up in country with my grandma. So, you know, hence I'm transitioning all these flavors that I learned from her and then elevate them as well to make these amazing dishes here in America, for real, and around the world.
So, Irie, Mr. Spice. Did I ever tell you about the time I went up to LL Cool J and I was like, excuse me, Mr. J? And he looked at me like, why are you like this? Okay, so, sir, Mr. Hugh Sinclair. Tell us about. I was born at KPH, and then what happened?
So, born there and, you know, went and started my beautiful life on Caymanas Estate. So, you know, yes, I was born, you know, in a Kingston, but I grew up in St. Catherine, Caymanas Estate.
And
Caymanas Estate was a sugar producing company.
Got it. So it was a slave plantation at some point.
It was a slave at some point because there were relics of it, you know, in where I lived. So my dad was a bookkeeper for the company. We lived on the estate, company housing. And my mom, she was the perennial entrepreneur, but she was a seamstress by trade, and that's how, you know, before she met my dad, that's what she did. But when we started living, you know, on the estate, you know, she had her hands in everything. So people that came on the, you know, she made dresses for kids and people and uniform for me, you know, and so estate living was amazing. So, you know, people, when, you know, I went to Calabar, so everybody assumed that, you know, I knew nothing about country living because I live so close to Kingston. But my dad from St. Elizabeth, he grew up in Carisbrook. Yeah, Carisbrook. And, you know, his, you know, dad, you know, was from St. Anne's. So, you know, country people. So for me, yes, I may not have grown like an actual farm, but I always visited all the time, you know. So for me, that allowed me to enjoy produce from the land, see how all of that was done. You know, my dad being the person he was, we grew stuff, you know, on company, you know, at the house, we reared animals. You know, when Christmas come, time for Christmas ham. My mom didn't buy any of that stuff. My mom was a phenomenal cook. Pretty much everybody in our family are great cooks. Yeah. So Christmas time come, we raise animals, pigs, goat, cow, blah blah blah, chicken, you name it.
Whole piglet,
right. So in December, the cropping season is now done, and so now most of the workers have left. You know, and but we would kill one of the pigs, and that pig, he's been bred for Christmas slaughter, right? And so the meat would get sold, and of course, you know, we say, you know, so to save the big, nice background leg for ham, and then everything and other things, and so watching my mother do so many things in culinary, I often ask myself, how is it that I never thought that that's what I would want to do? But those seeds were, you know, being planted. And I think because, you know, we grew up in Jamaica, understanding where you want to go educationally and career wise sometimes didn't have a lot to do with what you wanted.
Oh, no.
It had everything to do with what was there before.
Yes.
Right. So when you grow up and it's like, well, you have to go in this direction, even though my parents didn't tell me that, but I felt like I had to do that because everybody else that I knew, people were going into law and this and that and the other. So you felt like if you didn't do something like that, you weren't measuring up, right? So being a cook was not, even back then that wouldn't even be considered because you feel that was like low class, lower down.
On the side, like
Yeah, exactly.
Thing.
Right. So when I came here, left the island, I went to school and I went into architecture. That's what I studied.
Oh wow!
So I studied architecture, University of Florida. Came back here, came out, and after a few years, I was like,
Chef.
I wanted something different. And I was like, what is that going to be? I mean, I know. Yeah. So I'm going to say, all right, maybe if I go back to school, all right, maybe I'm going to do some engineering. I'm like, wait a minute, better like maths. And so one of the things I did when I was in college was cook. I always cook. Yeah. When I lived, in a single dorm, I always cook. And when we were on break, I would cook and, invite people over. And people are like,
you're an entertainer.
Yeah, Hubert, you can't cook? What do you mean?
Of course we can.
My mother can't cook, my father can't cook, my sister can't cook. Of course we can't cook.
That's why you just
right? And so that, when I started to think about what I wanted to do, those were the memories that I went back to and listened to the conversations of people that were around me.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, maybe we should get this apply. I haven't looked back since. So this year it's been 25 years.
So you're 25 years in the business, and how long are you in the business?
7 years.
Okay, so tell me, how has food changed? How has people's appetites changed? What's changed with how people view Jamaican food?
To whom? To me or him? Anyone?
I am asking. I'm so sorry. I'm in marketing. I'm sorry. I'm asking the professionals. The two of you.
So one of the biggest things I think is the exposure brand Jamaica has gotten over the world. The fact that we have a lot of people all over the world coming to Jamaica and being able to taste the authenticity of our culture. So when they leave and come back here and they are in cities and places where they're experiencing Jamaican culture and Jamaican food, one of the things that you're often going to hear from people that are not Caribbean people is they want to have it authentic. They want, if
they
it's
want
a
the real
jerk chicken, they don't want no. They want the real thing. They want the spice. They want the heat. They want the flavor. So anything that you're going to deliver, you need to deliver it in an authentic way, right? The food, and I think,
even though they might not know even what, I mean, would they even really know?
Right, and on island, you have a lot of younger chefs that are coming up, and a lot of chefs who have experienced stuff here, right?
Oh, okay.
Whether
So
through schooling or travel. So when they go back home and being trained now, in the coming up from the hotel system and stuff like that, a lot of them are venturing out, on their own. And because of social media, we are seeing a lot of younger chefs, pushing the envelope, not just of food, but Caribbean food, right? So brand Jamaica, and all of the various food festivals that they have in Jamaica, you're seeing, a rise in the way the ingredients that we have online
are being used
to elevate food. So you have a dish like this and it's great, and then you'll have someone say, all right, let me reinterpret this same dish right here, so in a modernistic way. And it's like, what that? It's jerk chicken and cabbage and rice and peas. It's like, no, that look different because now you have modernistic approach. But we are being, showcasing not just our culture and our ingredients, but we are showcasing our skills through older professionals and definitely, the younger professionals that are coming up. So that's a big way I think, our food is changing.
Gotcha. It's that you're passing the relay. So what to that same question, Chef, like obviously you have come down from your grandmother and you've been doing this for a minute. 7 years is a long time. Absolutely. Enough time to steeped in a lot of spices. So for you, when you look at a chef like Irie, who's really made it here and is really like the forward team for what you're doing
in our business,
because he is you can be. So what do you think about?
Well, from my experience in the chef game, for real, like what I love about it, as Irie says, that's how we evolve the food for real. Like, like before, I started before the pandemic, and even after the pandemic, for real, like everybody really accept being a chef as cool, and I love that.
That's a good point.
That's definitely changed for real. Like, it's not no eyes on being a chef. We make that cool again. Like, hey, listen, being a chef, like cooking these food, blessing people with amazing flavors, or just having them, having the best experience.
You guys are superstars.
It's a great thing, and especially those transitioning into the restaurant feel for us as well. It's just we restore a lot of people's spirit, just by them pulling up to the restaurant and experiencing what we have going on. It's like we make them feel happy. So I love that for real. And also the simplicity of it. Like I remember when a lot of people can't cook Jamaican food or Caribbean food, especially for me and my team as well. Like we simplify the way like Jamaican food is being presented, where like a baby can really cook it, especially with our love seasoning right here too.
Oh yes, tell me about this love seasoning.
This is our all-purpose blend that we
One Love.
Yes, One Love, man. I just put see it here. Which camera? See camera there, man.
See
I love seasoning. We kind of compile all the spices that we normally put to make the food taste amazing, and then this right here, you can pair this with all of the basic spices. So you can pair the love with jerk, you can pair the love with curry, you can pair the love with oxtail. So once you incorporate that, you best believe you're going to taste that just like how you guys tasting it right now. That's all love we put in it. So just simplifying it as well, that's something that made me feel good, over the years as well. So
you know what I love so much about Jamaicans? First of all, I love being. I'm a Jamaican. Like I said, my mother's an American. I love being. Love being from my country. And part of what I love about Jamaicans is the commerce. The fact that we can look at something and figure out so many different ways to present it. You know what I mean? Like the fact that you 7 years, you came up with a whole spice. You have this whole, like this is real true marketing. This is like a whole nother skill set that you guys have that
absolutely
people they didn't come out of the kitchen. They were men, women, whoever. They were back there and it got sent out with, we didn't see the chefs. And so I'm just always so impressed when I see things like this and the creativity that Jamaicans have, no matter what it is, music, sports, film, food. The fact that you've taken Jamaican food and made it so many different things, like you're saying, reinterpreted. And I always say that, remember high school, right? Remember the cool kids? I was not one of the cool kids. I was a nerd. But remember high school? There was a cool kid and everyone always wanted to be with the cool kid. So I think if the world were high school, Jamaica is the cool kid.
Yeah, we definitely
Jamaica's the
cool
kid. Everybody wants to be Jamaican.
Hang around.
Everybody wants to go to Jamaica. You could be from Russia, you could be from China, you could be from Brazil. Everybody want to go to Jamaica.
I love, man.
Everybody want to go. They all want to see what it feels like. They want to feel the culture because it's indescribable. You can't even.
You have to experience.
You can't even. Yeah, it's really indescribable.
Well, not for nothing though. I mean, Jamaica has always. It felt like Jamaica has always been the forerunner, in a lot of things, right? And because of its reference, everybody around the world, when you say anything about Caribbean, the first thing that always comes up is Jamaica. Nothing, not to put any other Caribbean islands down, right? But as everybody starts traveling now, everybody gets, mentioned in the mix. But, there was a time when, the first thing, Jamaica, anything, it's a jerk, oh, Jamaica. It's a reggae, it's a Jamaica. It's a track star, it's a Jamaica, right? And so, as Jamaican nationals, we have to be proud of who we are,
Fair
right?
stroke.
And the thing that I think most people either, yes, we are arrogant, right?
I mean,
in certain ways. But here we love ourselves so much. Yeah, we love ourselves so much.
We're from Jamaica.
Right?
Hello.
Like
you're welcome.
you walk out there and say, you come from
Jamaica.
You must come from Jamaica. You must come from Jamaica, right? Because wherever in the world that we go, we have it's inherently that we have to tell the world
the
where
inherent
we are,
arrogance,
right?
Yeah.
But in a good way, But we always are bigging up ourselves, right? And we're so proud, and we are literally every place on this planet. I mean, 10 years ago, I was in Oslo.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the Ice Palace. Boom, boom, boom. Come out, and as we come out of the Ice Palace, I'm look literally right across the street. Jamaican Caribbean restaurant. I'm like, Oslo. Right? And I said, but we have to love that for us, because wherever in the world that we go, we are always going to represent ourselves, and we have no qualms about showcasing our talents, our people. We are in places that most people would never think that Caribbean people would be.
I know, because Jamaicans are like, well, that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very specific, I don't know if people realize that Jamaica was founded by a bunch of rebels, a bunch of slaves that got sent back from America. You causing way too much trouble, go to Jamaica. And so there's all the rebels of the world who are in Jamaica, and that's what formed Jamaica. And that's why you have this kind of people. No, seriously, what's the difference?
Well, and those rebels, the Maroons, are definitely responsible for what we're doing this weekend.
Exactly.
Because when I'm up in the mountain, I say, "Yo, we're hungry, but we don't want the brethren come see we."
Yeah.
So we're gonna do the things under cover, and just and we're gonna utilize the things we find under the bush.
Absolutely.
The pimento, where to grow, wherever we find, we're gonna season up this wild hog or wild whatever we find under the bush. But we're not going to do the things at daytime because they must see the smoke, So we're going to do it at nighttime, and then we're going to go down by the river, the ocean. We're going to get some seal, and we're going to learn how to make salt, get some salt, and then we're going to cure this thing and say, all right, we're going to roast set a fire and then smoke this thing and cure it. And say, "Ooh, this tastes nice and good and spicy," and then the whole thing that's come passed down through generations.
And it brings us to the Jerk Festival right this minute.
Absolutely.
And to wrap that story up, we should bring it all to a close.
In a very simplistic way, I just said that.
This weekend. This weekend.
This weekend is Sunday, November 10th, 2024. It's the 22nd annual Jamaican Jerk Festival.
22nd year.
22nd year. It's a Circle of One. My agencies are second year, and it is your
second year as well.
Second year, and it's his 18th.
It's between 15 and 18.
Long time.
Right, yeah.
So Jerk Festival is Sunday, November 10th. Doors open it's from 1 to 10.
1 to 10.
And it is at Miramar Regional Park. It is a new location at Miramar Regional Park that is. They've expanded the footprint in order to accommodate more vendors, bigger footprint for so that there's reduce the lines, and I believe they're going to expand the kids zone. There's like a soccer camp thing happening in the kids zone. There's a whole bunch of cultural performers. You guys will be on the public's Culinary Stage. So like I said, last year was my first year. So but that stage was bumping.
Yeah.
That stage, the who's the one jerk guy that's the big jerk guy that has.
I don't know who was here last year, but Tally was here last year, and
big up Chef Tally.
People over here, Chef Tally got all the people over here, and then all the people on the Culinary Stage. So the Culinary Stage was so fun. The DJ and the chef class. So how's it feel being up there?
Well, I've been doing it now, for a minute. I don't do any. The only time I do, I don't know, is unless I'm, I have to do it.
Like somebody on NBC.
Yeah, like somebody drop out, and so I always come prepared. But the fun aspect of what the Culinary Stage represents is the ability to have all of us. We have chefs, and big up all the chefs who are, either going to be there, but big up all the chefs, out there working right now. And we've had amazing chefs come through the Jerk Festival. You've seen a lot of those chefs have been on, cooking competition on TV. Some of them have won, right? But the camaraderie that we all share as chefs is amazing. And big ups to what we're going to do for one of our chefs who left us earlier this year, Chef Maxwell Hardy, and we're going to recognize him at the culinary stage as well. But for all the competitors, the people from the news stations.
Oh yes, so,
right?
so we have a celebrity chef clash. So we have Alexis Frazier from Channel 10.
Yes.
And then we have Chris Anderson from Channel 6.
Yes.
We were there yesterday. Last year, Chef tried to burn NBC6 down.
That's
I
me
don't
right
know
here.
about that.
I was there.
It was
Listen,
We don't know about that. We don't know about that.
It was so not even his fault. That whole thing was my fault. I'm saying it right now for the record. That whole thing was my fault. Whole thing was my fault.
TV station was on fire for real.
When I tell you we went there yesterday and the guy was like, "Oh no, all the rules changed since you guys were here last year. Nobody can bring in anything. You mosh, you talk."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Listen, we're Jamaicans. We start trends. We're trendsetters.
Right.
When we finish, everything finished."
Yeah.
So anyway,
So they'll be there. Yeah.
so they'll be there, and then we have Chef Darian.
Yeah,
Chef
Darren Bryan,
Darian, yeah.
coming out of Buffalo.
Yeah, he's out of Buffalo, and he has that commercial. That commercial, that Dodge Ram 1500 commercial that he starts. He goes, what is it? The food chose me. Something, whatever he says on the commercial. I've seen it a gazillion times.
Right.
Just if you're looking for the commercial. He starts talking. There's a truck. He's got on a hat. He's cooking some food. Chef Darren is also going to be at the Jamaican Jerk
And then
Festival.
we have our influencers. Monica and Cheyenne are going to be competing as well.
Yep.
Chef Reece, of course, he's going to be doing a cooking demo. So you go and bring the love flavor.
Yeah, I'm bringing
and
this year. I'm coming different this year. Last year I came out with the jerk mackerel spaghetti. That was a very
Jerk mackerel. I missed that.
Yeah, for
You missed
real,
that
you
for
missed
sure.
that was we had the crowd rocking on that. There was like, it's sell off.
It's the jerk mackerel. What?
Jerk mackerel spaghetti. So I'm talking about spaghetti cooked down in coconut milk, packed with all kind of flavors, shallot, garlic. All kind of flavors. We had the love seasoning there. Then now we have it in package for
So
real.
what you cooking this year?
This year, look on this year. So last year we go.
You're gonna make bully beef?
Last year we got mackerel. This year we going. I don't know a bully beef. You can get this in any store.
Bully beef?
And the callaloo too. We can get the callaloo in any store. If you look right here, we have the jerk seasoning. We have the coconut cream sauce. We have everything. So this year we're doing spaghetti again. But we're going to pack the spaghetti with some callaloo. We're going to cook it down in coconut milk. So it's going to be a whole vibe. We packing our veggies and our carbs as well. And then guess what we're making? This year we're going to make a jerk bolognese, guys. Yes.
Jerk bolognese. You're killing me.
Bolognese.
I love it.
And you know what? The bully beef is the meatballs. You know what I mean?
And the bully, you got bully beef meatballs?
Yes.
No.
First ever to even.
Were you what were you thinking when you made this up? Was it in the shower?
I was just vibing and just. As I say, it's just the simplicity of it because we're growing up eating spaghetti and bully beef. You see that, Irie?
Not spaghetti, but I love bully beef.
Macaroni.
Yeah, but I love bully. I love my rice.
Okay, so rice and bully beef.
Anything with
like the
rice,
shelly
sell off for me.
Shelly rice.
Yeah.
All right, so we grew up with the macaroni or any pasta mixed up with the bully beef. So that's what kind of bring it back to me. So it's relatable, as our culture, it is relatable. So making more flavorful, enhance the dish and come out with it, on this Sunday. We will definitely have some samples for y'all. I'll have a lot of samples, so make sure y'all come out early. I will be on stage this year at 2 p.m. I will be early. I will be there at 2 p.m.
Okay.
God's willing.
All right.
So listen, get y'all tickets for real. Come out early. Make sure y'all pull up front. Make sure y'all come. Chef Reece, I definitely want to taste that jerk bolognese, and I'll definitely have the ingredients for y'all as well. We're going to use a lot of Grace products. I'm talking about in this one dish right here. We're representing.
So we're going to wrap this up and talk about selling tickets to Jerk Festival.
All right.
Because you love a bolognese. How many dishes can you make, Chef?
How much dish we can make?
I know. It's like my head hurts just thinking about
A
it.
dish, man. It's gonna be delicious too. Just believe it's gonna that spaghetti cooked down with that callaloo in that coconut cream with the jerk sauce, the love seasoning. Man, I tell you, it sell off last year, but this year it gone at the moon.
Okay. So for Jerk Festival, if you want to get your tickets are still on sale.
Mm-hmm.
It's jerkfestival.com.
Yeah.
And thank you, Chef Reece. Thank you, Chef Irie.
And also you can come to Chef Reece's kitchen and get your tickets because we have tickets there. So while you pick up some food at Chef Reece's kitchen, you grab your tickets for Jerkfest as well.
See, there you go. Smart man.
Yeah,
Smart man. All right, big up Jamaica.
Yeah, man. Big up, everybody. Chef Reece, Irie, you know what I mean? Suzan, much blessings, you see me? Respect, man. I remember, you know what I mean? One love.
One love.
All right.
Bye.